Hi there. Binteko have just released version 4.83 of Fairbot, and it's got a number of additions to it, particularly in the market selector section, in addition to a number of minor bug fixes. I'm just going to concentrate on the market selector in case you haven't seen it already. A number of enhancements to that. First of all, you can now search based on competition title, but also you can now define presets. So once you've set up a search, you can then save it as a preset so that if you go back in the following day, you can just click on the preset and get your list of potential events. So for example, you'll see I've already preset some up. We've got the horse racing win markets for the UK. So it's just a case of clicking on that and away we go, rather than having to manually choose all your parameters each time. So similar, you'll see I've got a tennis match odds one, and that lists all the matches on today, both in play and not going in play. And then I've got one for the Euros. So let's have a quick look at some of these things here. So if I just clear that away, let's set one up for the greyhounds in the UK. So usual stuff, you just go through the process of making your normal selections. So in this case it's going to be the greyhound racing. I'm just going to do with the GB racing and the win markets. So that's your things for today. Your presets will save all these settings. So that list there, the parameters that it creates, as well as these parameters here. So I'm going to look at today's racing, although not all week. It won't go in play. GB racing, generally speaking, apart from the very big events, don't go in play. So we can choose no for that and no for that as well. It doesn't really matter. And then once we're happy with the selection, we can then save that. So let's just save preset as, and this will be greyhound racing. I'll put it as GB win markets. Okay, and so now we have our list here. So whenever we go away from this, we can very quickly do our search again simply by selecting from the list. Now you'll see if I go to the Euros, we've got this one here. I'm actually looking at the whole of this week because as at the time of recording this video, it's the 4th of July and there's no matches on. For example, if I click on today, you'll see there's no matches there. So I've always chosen this week simply to let you see it in action. Obviously, if I choose today and save this, if I use the save preset too, so if I save it back to itself, it'll ask me if I want to overwrite that. We'll choose yes. So now when it's selected, I won't get anything, but tomorrow morning when I go back in, I'll get those two of those matches listed. Now the other thing I mentioned is you can search for specific sports. So for example, you'll see that I have a tennis match odds one, but I don't have it for Wimbledon specifically. What I can do is come down the competitions panel, choose women's Wimbledon and men's Wimbledon. You could also set two separate parameters up if you want to concentrate on the women's tennis, for example. So that's both those selected. If I choose save preset and put in Wimbledon 2024, so now when I come back to that tomorrow, it will list the matches that are on that day. So this is an excellent addition to the market selector within Fairbot. It really does save a lot of time. I've already noticed that just doing this video and setting up myself for today's trading. So a more than welcome addition. Have a wee play around with that. I'm sure you'll get to like it as much as I do. Cheers.